Hello and welcome to the Red Jacket Club. My name is Andy Grubel, and nope, I'm not gonna do that. I don't know why I said my last name. Uh,
Oh, that's funny.
2 minutes in, I'll start again.
Okay.
3, 2. Hello and welcome to the Red Jacket Club. My name is Andy, and I'm here with my friend Brendan, and this is where we talk Cardinals baseball. And today, the Cardinals were able to take home a win. They did lose the series to the Seattle Mariners, but they ended on a high note, which is always good to do. Um, Brendan, today we had a scrimmage. We weren't able to watch the game, but felt pretty good to be out on the field. How you feeling? What are you thinking when it comes to the Cardinals at this point?
Yeah, there's a lot of trash talk out about them right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Just about everyone I talk to, oh, Cardinals suck. Cardinals suck. And it's like, it's so frustrating because we know, big, I don't know, what's the right term? Passionate, like baseball fans of the Cardinals. We know that it's
Yeah.
so early, dude. Anything in April. I mean, if we were like 0 and 20 something, we'd start panicking. But like anything right now is just kind of we got to work it out, and adversity is a good thing. But before we jump into all the baseball talk we have
Mm.
today, I want to give a little bit of update of some St. Louis sports.
Yeah,
And
man.
last night I had the Cardinal game on my phone, but I also had the City game on the TV with a bunch of friends and family and stuff. So I was able to watch a lot of the Cardinal game, but I wasn't able to like zone in on it because I was watching the City. But anyway, City kind of had a really disappointing game yesterday. We ended up with a tie 1-1 against Colorado, but we really didn't even deserve a tie. They looked awful. Did you watch it at all?
I see. I was the opposite. I had the Cardinals on TV and I had City on my computer.
Yeah,
So,
that's the way to do it.
and
I
and
got
so
outvoted.
yeah. I mean, I was excited to watch City, but I wasn't. I was not focused on it at all. I mean, I baseball over anything for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. If it was my choice, obviously baseball would have been on the TV, but I still
Yeah.
do like watching them. So I mean, it wasn't a big deal or anything. But no, they looked awful. They were playing in Colorado, which you got to think that it's the
Elevation.
elevation that's
Yes.
doing it to them. They look
Yeah.
slow. They didn't look like themselves. So I guess maybe coming out with a tie wasn't the worst thing ever. But we are tied with Seattle in our Western Conference. So that's that. And then we're actually playing Seattle XFL. I'm switching up topics now. We need Seattle Sea Dragons to lose against the Vegas Vipers for the Battlehawks to make it to the playoffs because Battlehawks won yesterday or Friday.
Yeah.
I can't remember. And now we need the Sea Dragons to lose, which it is 0-0 right now in the second quarter. So
Mm.
that's the update on that. And yeah, and now it's Cardinal talk.
Well, at first, how'd you feel about the scrimmage today?
Felt good, dude. Hit that triple, man. Hit a
Yeah.
triple,
Yeah.
dead center. I thought I had a chance, but I just missed it, I guess. But I'll take it.
Yeah, no, you smacked it right off the wall, which was good. I felt good too. It's better when you actually stretch yourself out. Last week I failed to do that, but this week I focused on that and really made sure that I was in the zone when it came to actually taking scrimmages seriously. But it was nice to get out there even with it being so chilly.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, let's talk some Cardinals news. There are a couple of things today. One of them happened during the week. Michael McGreevy, he has been recently promoted to AAA. He's one of our first round guys, and he's apparently playing really as well as the AAA Memphis team. I think they're 15-6 right now.
Yeah,
So
unless
he's
they lost today. I heard 15-5, but same difference.
Yeah, I think the loss got them to 15-6.
Okay.
And so Michael McGreevy is joining a pretty hot team down there in Memphis. So that's going to be cool for him. Any thoughts on yourself regarding Michael McGreevy's promotion?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's huge. Obviously, they're starting to. We need starting pitching. I mean,
Yeah,
I think the starting pitchers will figure it out. We're not like there's not obvious holes, even though it would be nice to have an ace right now. But that being said, I mean, we're really going to start promoting these young guys. If this trend continues like it is, which like we've been saying, we really don't think it will, but if it does, we need the young guys up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just an interesting jump. We'll see how he does in AAA. Matthew Liberatore is looking really good in AAA as well. So
he is. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he did get some promotion here soon himself.
I would think
but,
he would.
Right. The only other thing that I had for today was, and obviously people who were able to watch were able to see that Paul DeJong joined the team today. He was active from his rehab stint. That caused Taylor Motter to be designated for assignment, which is what it is. I mean, that's just kind of how baseball goes. And DeJong got the start today. I was kind of surprised to see that. I guess Tommy did need an off day, but at the same time, it's great that he was able to come in ready to go, and he showed that he was ready. We'll talk about him later. But what are your thoughts, Brennan, on DeJong being back?
I mean, yeah, you always love to see a guy come up and contribute right away. I think it was good for Edman to get an off day today.
Mm-hmm.
Solid defensive, shortstop that will be good to give Edman those days off. Or Donovan, Donovan can go to the bench, Edman can play second. So now you kind of have like a little bit of versatility now that you can do with Edman. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see how he does. I think he'll get his opportunities. Today was obviously a good day, but I'd be surprised if he carries a good streak,
Yeah, I mean, I hope certainly that he does, because that versatility on the middle infield is something that is better to have, especially when you have a plethora of outfielders.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to give those other guys off days too. We'll get right into the central standings. It's still a little bit of an upset to look at, but at the same time, it is still April, and we still have another week left of April, and hopefully things do start turning around here soon for the Cardinals. But we'll run through it quickly and then give our quick thoughts. Pirates are at the top, which is super weird to see, but they are red hot right now. They're 16-7 in first place. The Brewers fell to the Red Sox today, which made them go down to second place. They're 15-7. The Cubs are on a hot streak as well. They're 12-9. And the Cardinals are sitting in fourth place still at 9-13. And they're just lucky that the Reds are so bad, because we would be sitting in last place if they weren't. It is 7-15 for the Reds. And those are your NL Central standings. Like I said, we are very lucky that the Reds are not good, or else this would be a completely different picture. I'm very pleased. I don't like that they are doing well, but I like when baseball teams do turn things around. And I think this Pirates team is really fun to watch. Another team that's kind of like that is the Arizona Diamondbacks. I feel like those teams are pretty similar in their styles and in modes right now, and it's fun that those guys are I think the Diamondbacks are still at the top of the West out there, but
yeah, they are.
The Pirates as well. It's cool. I mean, I'm glad that they're beating the Brewers, because I hate the Brewers, but
yeah.
You'd wish that the Cardinals are at the top there, but it is kind of cool that the Pirates are doing what they're doing, especially with like McCutchen back. It's very similar vibes to the Cardinals last year, having some veteran guys that come back to the team and stuff like that.
Yeah, McCutchen coming back was kind of cool for him. I mean, I explained it to people that's basically their Pujols coming back to them. That's their guy.
MVP guy.
Yeah, definitely. He was so good back then. If it means anything, the Cardinals, first off, they're not in last, so that's good. I mean, they were sitting in last for a little bit. And if it means anything, the expected win-loss, we're at 500 now, at 11-11. So
okay,
don't know what it means, but I figured I'd throw that out there.
It means that based on the run differential, I think, or how many runs scored, the Cardinals should have 11 wins instead of 9.
Yeah.
And so it's not necessarily good, because it means that we're losing these games ourselves. Like, we should be winning them, but at the same time, it is good that we're not in last place.
Yeah, we only have a -2 run differential, and that's really not that bad. I mean,
they fixed that today. It was down to like -11.
Oh wow,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, that hopefully we just keep seeing that trend up, but. No, I'm really not worried about where we're at. There's issues, obviously, but I really think we're gonna work it out. And I don't know if you saw Wayno's tweet at all, but it's like
I did.
The farther you go to the bottom of the barrel, it's just eventually it's just gonna click. And I really believe that. I think they're gonna get right back to it, right where they should be, and then we'll be telling everyone we told you so.
Right. It sucks for us because we're such defenders. I can see Josh Jacobs, our friend over there at Redbird Rants, trying to be a defender as well. But there's just so much negativity, and obviously a lot of that is coming from online people, and you never know who they are, if they could be just trolls or whatever. But at the same time, you do want to sit there and defend your team because you know that they're better than they are. And we've seen glimpses of it. Today is a good example. That Friday night game that you went to back against the Pirates, I think it was, that played really good, clean defense and everything. So we've definitely seen glimpses of it. And at some point, it's all going to click here. And I'm really ready for it because I'm tired of sitting there and being like, just wait, hold on, because they're so close.
Yeah, it's hard to explain to people that the Cardinals don't suck. They'll be okay.
And who knows? I mean, some of these people could play baseball. Some of these people could be in our league. You never know. But at the same time, it does sound like a lot of people that don't play the game because whenever it comes to big ass slumps like the Cardinals are in right now, there's always a turnaround. Like that's just how baseball is. It's a what are those teeter totters? It's like
it's a balance.
It swings back and forth.
And the way I look at baseball as well is it's a game of averages. You're not playing where football is like, someone will have a really good game and they'll go off, but like baseball is so long that it's just a game of averages. So you over a 6-month season, like it's bound to average out to where they should be, and they're not going to have 6 months of bad baseball. Like that's just facts.
We're unfortunately stuck in a month of bad baseball. The first 2 games of the series were pretty evident of that, and it's just really frustrating when 2 of your starters that you're supposed to have faith in. I mean, Matz coming into the season, especially in spring training, he pitched really well. Same with Mikolas. Mikolas, the game before opening day, I think had 7 shutout innings. But they come into the first 2 games here not being able to make it in or past the 6th. I think both of them went 5 1/3. We'll talk about game 1 first, though. It was a loss, 5-2 loss, which brought the record to 8-12. The Cardinals scored first, but they couldn't hold on to the lead. You had another loss in the first game of the series, and there's a lot to talk about in this game, but most of it was from the post-game press conference with Oliver Marmol, and we were kind of bitching about it after our game today, our personal game, is that Ollie just doesn't seem like he has his hands on 10-2. Like he doesn't seem like he's steering the ship straight, and it really showed by some of his comments. I don't know if you interpreted it the same way as I did, but after the game, after they lose yet again in the first game of the series, Ollie said that it's not a problem. Like he doesn't think that that's a problem. It's not something that he's monitoring or bringing up in the clubhouse because he doesn't think that it matters. They're not keeping an eye on it. And that really pissed me off to hear him say that, because if you're not motivated to win that first game of the series, like I understand that you can't win them all, and that's what he said. You can't win them all, but we are 0-7 in first games of the series. And like, how are you supposed to set a tone to the other team? Because that's the other thing about baseball. It's so mental that if you beat up on the other team, especially away from home, like in their stadium, shut their fans up. Like there's so much that goes into winning that first game. And the fact that he kind of poo-pooed it and said that they aren't worried about it really frustrated me.
Yeah, I mean, you look at playoff series, and you lose that first game. I think the odds are like crazy when it comes to
so much. Yeah.
Yeah, for the team that wins that first game, I mean, it's a huge advantage. So if we can just find a way to win that first one, and I mean, I think that's the reason why we're losing all these series is that first game we're just dropping, and then the chances of winning 2 in a row are so much lower.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's much easier to win a game, win one, lose one, and win one. I think we've won the third game of the series quite a bit. So if we can just squeeze out a win for the first game, that would be huge. But no, in this one, it was very frustrating because, we come out on top. That was when Walker hit his double. When I was like, sweet, like, first game of the series, we're on top. And then immediately they come back, score a run, tie it in the fourth, and then score 3 in the sixth. And we drop it 5-2. And we only had 3 hits in this one. So very disappointing after a pretty promising start. Yeah. Matz, I kind of like his strikeout rate. He's been striking guys out, but 5 1/3, 4 earned. I mean, I don't know.
Dude,
not terrible. But we got a hit.
You can't use the umpire as an excuse. You just can't. But he
Did
is
he do that.
No, he's just getting so unlucky. Every time he goes out, he'll strike a guy out, but it'll get called a ball. And that's what happened in this game. Contreras had to flop over to the center of the zone, but he hit middle with a fastball. And because how Contreras had to catch it, Contreras was lined up inside on a right-handed batter. And because of how Contreras had to catch it, the umpire just didn't call it.
Yeah.
And so he misses the next pitch, and that gets the guy on. And I think right after that, he lets up a home run or something. And then again, like I was saying today while we were stretching out and everything, like VerHagen in this game was to Matz as what Pallante was to Flaherty when Flaherty was pitching really well, but he left a couple of guys on, and then all of a sudden there's a grand slam against Pallante. Now, that's not necessarily the same thing that happened here, but VerHagen did cause Matz's stat line to look a little bit different because he wasn't able to keep the guys from scoring. So it's just weird how at certain points, the starting pitching will look really good, but then the bullpen won't do well. And then starting pitching will look really bad, but the bullpen will keep things together for a minute. And it's just like nobody's clicking at the moment. But that's baseball, I guess.
I guess the one good takeaway from this series, which obviously we're not done recapping every game, but every single starting pitcher went into the 6th inning. So at least it's making some kind of progress. But yeah, we just need to see more consistency. But yeah, that's all I got on the first game. I don't know about you, but we just need to, get that first game.
Yeah. And I hope that I started tweeting it a little bit more, especially when it came to the lineup cards. It was like, I hope that these guys start playing pissed off. Because that's another thing that you just kind of have to do sometimes. You can't just be like, woe is me, that's baseball, that's life. Like, sometimes you have to get mad, because if you don't play mad, then nothing's ever going to turn around. Right. Maybe they played a little bit angry today, but there's still another game in between today to talk about, and that was a loss in game 2. Cardinals faced Castillo, and they actually hit him pretty decently. They put up 3 runs on him. The Cardinals do drop this one 5-4. Which brought the record to 8-13. Jordan Walker out. He was out of the lineup after having that productive at bat, and he was really the only person to be productive in that first game. And that's another question I have about Ollie. Like, I get it. Like, it's tough to have so many outfielders and so many players that need so many reps, but like when you got guys that are going. Like, let him keep going until they can't. They obviously did it with Jordan Walker while he was on his hit streak. Yeah. But at the same time, if Jordan's got the only productive at bat, why is he sitting the next game?
Right. Yeah, and he went 1 for 3 today also. So it's like maybe that middle game he could have helped us out there. It is kind of weird. I personally, obviously, Luis Castillo is a really good pitcher, but I guess his thought was like, O'Neill needs to see pitches, but he goes 0-4 with 2 strikeouts in this one. Play that hot hand, kind of what you're saying. Yeah. This was the game that was super frustrating because we got up early again, and it was the same feeling. It was like, sweet, we got up early, we got 1 run in the first. Then they came back. Jared Kelenic, dude, he's going to be an all-star. He's going to be, and I called that before the season. I said, Kelenic's going to be an all-star this year. And then we come back in the third. I think that was Contreras' double. So now it's like, okay, cool. We got the lead again. So we're fighting back. And then we give up 2 runs in the 6th and 7th. Super unfortunate. But I will say, I did call almost Gorman's home run against Castillo before the season started. I said Gorman would take Castillo deep, but Unfortunately, he settled for a double there. But
Yeah.
did you see the ball that Mikolas threw to Teoscar Hernandez for the tie game?
No, I
I
didn't.
mean, 92 miles an hour.
Oh,
Just
the sinker that he just
yeah.
left over the plate. Yeah.
Oh, dude. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a worse pitch in that
Yeah.
situation. And Teoscar Hernandez took
Well,
advantage of it,
and that's
tied
what
the
I've
game.
been saying this whole time is that this starting pitching is good. They have good stuff. They're just leaving it there.
Yeah,
They're not putting it in good spots. Like,
yeah.
and
It's simple as that.
it's so confusing. Like, even if you have, I mean, that's what sucks about Montgomery is he did throw a ball on the ground. Like he was trying to get his curveball down, and no matter what, the Cardinals just have shit luck and it goes for a double for 2 runs.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, what was nice about Gorman and Contreras, they jumped the fastball. Like Castillo, I think he's got a good changeup, and he was throwing it effectively. But I mean, that Contreras at bat, he threw him like 4 or 5 fastballs, literally in the same spot. So I don't know what they were thinking there. I mean, Contreras is a good hitter, and if you're just going to keep throwing him fastballs in the same spot, he's going to drill it like he did. And then Gorman came up, he got one over the plate, and he hit it at first pitch. So that was really nice to see. It's frustrating when sometimes these at bats could go a little bit better if they just go first pitch fastball. That's something that I've been seeing from Goldie. He's been very timid when it comes to that first pitch, and it'll hit middle, a little bit low, but there will be 94 right down the plate, and he won't swing at it. And I just don't understand that approach.
Yeah, he looks a little uncomfortable. I don't know if you see, but he kind of twitches on like breaking pitches. You know, even if it's a first pitch breaking ball, he kind of twitches at it. It's like he looks a little uncomfortable up there.
Him and Arenado right now, they're both kind of. I don't think that they're seeing the ball. Maybe it's T-Mobile Park or whatever they call it out there now. But I know Chip Carey was saying that Nolan. I haven't looked up his stats in T-Mobile Park, but they were saying that that's not a ballpark that he hits well in. And he didn't. He didn't really this series. He did have a hit today, but I think he had 2 strikeouts as well. But yeah, they both look like they aren't seeing the ball very well, and or just aren't having good approaches at the plate.
Yeah, I'm looking at ballparks right now, actually.
While you do that,
I found it.
okay.
Oh wait, no, this is just this year. I'm sorry. Career. Hold on, you keep talking.
Yeah, well, I just do want to point out that our buddy Zack Thompson was not able to hold the earned run streak that he was on. He did let up 2 earned runs in that game, which is unfortunate. But I mean, at the same time, his ERA's got to be like 0.0 something right now, which is still really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm happy you brought that up because I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, he's been one of our most effective pitchers out of the pen, so that's unfortunate that he did. I mean, the time was coming, obviously, but it was cool to see the streak that he put on.
Right.
And then speaking of like leaving pitches over the plate, I don't know if you saw Gallegos' pitch to Suarez that gave them the lead, but
yeah,
Contreras was on a knee calling the pitch up and in, like way out of the zone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the count was, but it had to have been like 0-2 or he was way ahead. And he misses like in, I don't know, middle in, and it's just a beautiful pitch to hit. And by the way, Arenado's stats, he does not hit well at all. He's got 12 games there, 51 at bats, so enough for a sample size.
Yeah.
And he only has 6 hits, so a 118 average, total of a 306
and
OPS.
Sometimes that's the breaks, you know. Like some ballparks aren't as good as others for certain players, and unfortunately, we were talking about it. If you're looking at analytics, I understand that it's Nolan Arenado and you need his glove at third base, but put Donovan in. Like they sat Donovan, I think, twice in this series. I don't remember if he played in game 2 or not, but have Donovan play third if Nolan's not hitting well in this ballpark. I don't know. That's the thing I don't understand is like they're so into analytics, but all of his choices they're just so sporadic. It's hard to like know what he's thinking.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like if you're really gonna dive into these stats, man, then I don't know. You never want to take Arenado out of the lineup because that would be a little ridiculous if he was like talking to the media, oh, why Arenado not play? It's like, oh, his stats look terrible here. So It's like, I don't know, but it's a good point. I mean, if you're gonna lean all analytics, then whatever, just maybe start looking.
It's got to be one all or nothing, I guess, in my opinion. But maybe I'm not the manager, so who knows? But we'll talk on a happy note. Win today.
One more thing, really quick.
Sad note. Go.
very well. Kind of a happy note.
Okay.
I did like the fight that we showed in the 9th inning there. Tommy Edman.
I forgot about Tommy.
Yeah, Edman hitting a solo home run there was huge. At that point, I really thought we had a chance, like maybe go back to back. Even though, I mean,
one out, and it's still good to make it close, but at the same time, nothing comes of it.
The thing is Seawald, their closer, is one of the better closers in the game that no one really knows about. So I wasn't really expecting it, but I don't know, it's fun. So moving on to the good game.
Today's game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, of course, all the fun happens today when we can't watch. But that is what it is. The Cardinals do hit for power today. All three. Nootbaar, Gorman, DeYoung, all with home runs, which is awesome for DeYoung. I mean, I just like baseball. I like baseball players. I get that we rag on DeYoung, but you gotta give it to him. I mean, he did what he needed to do down in the minors, and he came up and showed that that's not just a fluke. He's still able to hit big league pitching, and he went 3 for 4 today, so that's really cool for him. Jack throws the 3rd quality start for the Cardinals this season. I think that's 3 in like 22 games now, which is just a disgusting statistic, but 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals get to flexing. That was the pitcher that we said the Cardinals need to get to because he was their weakest link in the series. 4 innings pitched, 6 earned runs. That's really good. And when I was looking at the box score, what it looked like is whenever Seattle scored, and they only scored in 1 inning, Cardinals put up 2, but then in the bottom of the second, Seattle put up 3. But the Cardinals didn't stop. Like they put up 1 in the 3rd and 3 in the 4th. So they answered back instead of trying to coast and again, talking to that fight aspect, they were able to put some more runs on to make sure that they did get that win today.
Yeah, O'Neill was able to get that RBI single in the 3rd to tie it up, which is awesome to see. We need him to start doing something because he's not looking great, which we talked, maybe he was in his head because of Marmol. But I know that Walker had kind of a bad base running error today, so that's something to note. He got doubled off of like a routine fly ball to center. And
really?
Interesting play. It's like routine fly ball to center. He misread it. I guess he just wanted to score. Maybe forgot the outs. I don't know. But definitely don't want to get doubled off in that situation. So just a small.
There is a term rookie mistake for a reason. I'm sure it's one of the other. Just forgot how many outs there was, or just a brain blip, and that you learn. That's how you learn.
Yep, he learns. And then obviously we got Gorman, my freaking dude. He's my favorite player right now. Mashes a 3-run home run to put us up 6-3, which was just awesome. I mean, we love it. And then obviously, you mentioned DeYoung. He put us up 7-3. I don't know. Good overall game. 13 hits, only 3 runs given up, so I'll take it.
Yeah, and I was just thinking of something, but I forgot it.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, but it's good that they put it together. Flaherty pitched well. Bullpen came in and closed things out. And we have some players here that we can talk about. Some players of the series. Now, Paul DeYoung only had 1 game in the series, but that 1 game was one where he told people to kind of shut up, and that's kind of cool. 3 for 4 with a home run. He turned a double play late in the game, which caused the inning to ended a little bit of a threat from the Mariners, which is always great and always fun. And one of the main reasons why I like playing middle infield is because those double plays that can shut down an offense's momentum. And I just like the fact that, again, he came in and said, you know what, there's no reason to worry about me. I'm here and I'm ready to hit big league pitching, and he sure as shit did that.
Yeah, DeYoung. I mean, who else are you gonna pick after? It's kind of slim pickings, honestly. We need our big guys to start going. That's kind of the main thing.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, Goldie and Arenado have kind of slumped a little bit. I mean, Arenado had one hit in each game, so I don't want to say slump, but if they get back to where they normally are, then it'll help a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
My guy that I'm picking, good lefty, potential all-star this year. I mean, Jared Kelenic went. I'm kidding. We're supposed to do Cardinal players, right?
Right.
Even okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, there were plenty of Seattle players that we could pick for this for this topic.
Yeah, Jared Kelenic went off this series. But anyway, our Cardinal guy, big lefty, potential all-star this year, Nolan Gorman. He went 3 for 10 with that double and the home run today. I've picked him at least 3-4 times or so.
I think we're running on 4 here.
4 times. I don't know. I've been saying that he's my favorite player lately, and I don't know. Hopefully, he just keeps doing what he's doing.
Right, and the thing that I thought about and almost forgot was that people were saying in the offseason that we should have traded Nolan Gorman for starting pitching. Now, we could have gotten some pretty decent starting pitching probably for him, but at the same time, he is the only person that is really hitting with runners in scoring position right now. So unless it's on these blowout days where we score 14 runs or 7 runs and stuff like that, but in some of those games where we're winning close, he's the guy to do it. So
he's been the guy. And something else I want to say is we, in the offseason, we were looking for the lefty. Mozeliak said potentially sign a lefty.
I wanted Cody Bellinger, man, and he's going off right now too.
I wanted Joey Gallo. He's freaking going off.
Yeah.
And we talked about maybe, splitting Goldschmidt and Arenado. And today it was the first time we saw this. The lineup went Goldschmidt, Gorman, Arenado, and I love it. I hope they stick to it.
Contreras. That's a perfect. Yeah, that's a perfect lineup.
3-4-5 lineup. Or I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. It was 2-3-4-5, and yeah, love it. Nootbaar at top. So it's
I was gonna say Nootbaar at the top. That's such a good.
It's a really good lineup.
Yeah.
And Donovan wasn't even in it today, so it's like we have a really deep lineup. Neither was Edman, so holy shit, man. We got some depth there. And Walker is all the way down in the 8-hole. I mean, once it starts clicking, it's going to be fun to watch. As far as when people said we need to trade Gorman, I mean, I'm trying to remind people so much that this dude was a highly touted prospect for us, and a lot of fans gave up on him just because of his small sample size of last year. It's like, I mean, I don't know. People have short-term memory.
Yeah, what a lot of people don't remember is that he's not a second baseman. We had to shove him there because we signed Arenado. So do you know what that does to a player? It doesn't put them on a right foot in order to play this game well. So the fact that he's been able to turn it around has been all the more reason to really trust in this guy's stuff once he knows and is in a good position to play this game.
Right.
Any other thoughts on this series or Cardinals in general?
No, I'm just going to run through the series preview with the Giants we got.
Let's do it.
Real quick. So, we got a 4-game series against the Giants, which means no off day, of course, because we don't get off days. So the first game 1, is going to be Montgomery versus Alex Cobb. Alex Cobb is 0-1 with a 2.79 ERA, so he's been pretty solid for them. Game 2, Woodford versus to be determined. We do not know who pitches that game yet. Game 3 is Steven Matz versus Anthony Desclafani. And Desclafani is 1-1 with a 2.63 ERA. Miles Mikolas goes against Logan Webb in Game 4. Logan Webb is typically their ace, but right now he's 1-4 with a 4.40 ERA. They got a good pitching staff. So this is really going to be a prove-it series for us.
Yeah, that Logan Webb stat line was kind of surprising when I actually read it there. 1-4, 4.4. That's crazy. It's nothing to sleep on, though. Obviously, the Cardinals at this point can't sleep on any of these pitchers, but the first two there look pretty decent as well.
Yeah, I will
Yeah,
say if you're looking at, if you're a Giants fan looking at the Cardinals starting pitching, ERA
you'd be
is,
licking your chops.
yeah, we got Matz with a 6.5, Woodford with a 6, Montgomery with a 4.84. I know I went way out of order here, but
That's all right.
and Mikolas with a 7.46 just for the cherry on top.
Mikolas was coming into last game with a 10 ERA.
Yeah.
And he
Yes.
started opening day for us. It's just, I mean, and I love Mikolas too. He was so good last year. There's just a little bit of regression in this season, but at the same time,
It's
like
early.
he's just got to get his pitches down. All of these guys do. Monty's been the only one that's he until Flaherty today was the only one that recorded quality starts. So yeah, I mean, hopefully there is some turnaround. Playing in San Francisco is pretty neat.
Tough. Neat, tough. Two different adjectives.
I don't really think that it would be tough. What makes you think that it's tough?
Just their fans. I mean, it's always a home field advantage when you have your fans on your side.
Yeah, that is tough. And Giants fans can be tough. But I don't know. I feel good about this go around. Monty's starting it off. That's another good thing because he's probably the only one besides Flaherty that could get us that win in game one at this point. Yeah. So hopefully that sets the tone. And then hopefully the other guys figure something out here. Woodford's going up against nobody, so that should put us in a in a good spot.
You'd hope so.
Yeah, but yeah, I hope that things do turn around in this series because then we face the big bad Giants big bad Dodgers. And they may not be big and bad at the moment. They're kind of playing like we are, but at the same time,
I think you corrected yourself the wrong way. The Giants.
We go on to play the Dodgers after the Giants.
And my active listening skills are not there then.
That's all right. Let's just talk real quick about a couple of things around the league, and then we can get out of here. You put in here that the A's signed an agreement to buy some land in Vegas, and it sounds like they're buying a lot too. I don't remember how many acres, but I just remember hearing that it was a big number. That's sad, man. I mean, obviously,
is it sad though? It's like,
I mean, obviously Oakland, it's kind of fallen apart out there. Literally, like their stadium isn't working. There's possums in the broadcast booth, and seats are falling apart and everything. Yeah. But I mean, what sucks is that we have a fan base that's so pissed off about the front office that cares about putting a winning field on the team. And it just doesn't seem like that's the same thing out there in Oakland. That's the sad part.
Yeah, that is definitely the sad part. Especially, I think they broke a record. Currently, they have a negative 103 run differential, which is insane. I'm pretty sure it's the highest in history through like 20 games or something like that. So they obviously are awful once again. Not a surprise, but this early in the season to be 4-18, I mean, that's when you can be like, wow, we've got a problem. Mm-hmm. So when there's teams like that out there, I don't feel awful about the Cardinals.
Right. And so, yeah, I mean, they're likely going to Vegas here soon, and it sounds like other cities are trying to bid for a team, which, hey, people keep saying that baseball's dead, but, you know, it seems like it's at least finding new markets, and hopefully that means new teams come in, more fans, and different stuff like that. It's only good for baseball. It stinks for the Oakland faithful who have been wanting that team to stay there. I don't think that they're getting what they want. In NL Central news, Drew Smyly, he had a perfect game going into the 8th inning, but it ended, with a broken bat single, where Smyly
Who does he pitch for? Is that?
That's the Cubs.
The Cubs.
Yeah, that's the Cubs. Yeah, you didn't see this play at all?
I did not. I saw like an update on MLB, the app or whatever, but I never really looked into it.
It was plastered everywhere. I'm surprised you didn't see it. But Smyly, he's pitching for the Cubs, and Yan Gomes is behind the plate, and they're both throwing and calling a good game. But then this broken bat, little squib thing comes to the third base side, and Smyly goes to pick it up, and Gomes just runs right into him. They were both trying to make the play, so he lost the the no-hit bid and the perfect game bid in the 8th inning. He went 7 2/3, and the Cubs beat up on the Dodgers in that game. They won 13-0. So
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
Yep.
And then when I was listening to Talking Baseball the other day, Friday, they said, so don't sue me because I haven't looked into this. There was a development in the Scherzer ejection case, and he refused to appeal his ejection. So he's serving the suspension because there was not a third-party arbiter. So they didn't reach out to somebody, I guess, who didn't have an affiliation with baseball, MLB, and so he didn't think he'd get a fair shake.
Makes sense.
And so that sucks because it puts a huge blemish on an otherwise stellar career. And it's going to be interesting how, I guess, because obviously reporters are the ones that are voting and stuff like that when it comes to different awards or Hall of Fame stuff. And
I don't see that really coming into factor.
What they did bring up, which was an interesting thought experiment, is people heard that Tatis was using PEDs, and he said it was for ringworm, but everybody said that he was lying. And I was one of those people. I kind of thought that Tatis was lying because how do you get that mixed up? Like, and how does that not get appealed or called back into question anything? And like, could Scherzer have been using something that wasn't legal substance? Who knows? And at this point, we won't know because he's not going to appeal it. But
That's
it's just
also to defend Scherzer. That's also the difference between a 23-year-old hothead than a 38-year-old veteran.
There definitely is. But I mean, it's crazy that this guy, again, stellar career, he's going to have that blemish of being a cheater because he served his time for cheating. And that just kind of stinks.
Yeah. I guess there is a little blemish there. I don't think it'll ever hurt his career accolades or anything, but I don't know. Maybe it will.
Just depends on who you're asking, I guess.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I don't have much else. I'm glad that the Cardinals, again, were able to end on a happy note like they did against the Diamondbacks, but they need to start winning that first game of the series. I don't care what it takes.
Starts tomorrow.
Start hitting their batters so that they're injured and they can't play anymore. I don't know. Do something.
Tomorrow. We're winning tomorrow. All right.
We're winning tomorrow. Yeah, Monty's going to go out there and twirl some curveballs that bounce. They're not going to be able to hit it.
They're not going to hit these ones. These are the ones they're not going to hit. They're going to miss them.
They're going to miss them. So with that, we appreciate you watching. If you have watched and liked what you are watching and listening to, please subscribe to the channel or wherever you listen to this podcast. We are @red_jacket club everywhere on social media. So please find us there and follow us and look into our different things that we post because they're pretty cool. And what else am I forgetting? Like, share this. If you're listening to this point in the video, you obviously liked what we've been doing. So let other people know what we're doing. And hopefully we can use you as a lifeline to reach other Cardinals fans because that's what we're trying to do the most. We want to create a community here, a happy community of Cardinals fans. So let's do it together. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining the club. And we'll see you next time.